Hey, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the adipose tissue as a gland. So it will release the adipokines. So that is why it is known as the gland. So first of all, we will understand the introduction of the adipocyte. So basically, the adipose tissue. So whenever you will intake food, insulin spike, and whenever you will not intake food, so the fasting will trigger the growth hormone, which that inhibit the insulin and trigger the lipolysis, while the insulin spike will lead to lipogenesis, the fat accumulation, and the triglyceride storing. In this, the triglyceride will store in the fat in the adipose tissue, while the epinephrine and growth hormone and the insulin like growth factor 1 during the fasting or exercise, which that will lead to opposite physiology. In this way, the lipolysis will occur, the breakdown of the lipids. Lipo means the lipid, lysis means the breakdown. In this way, the lipid can be a very fatty acid, LDL, and the glycerol will enter into the blood. So remember, and this will lead to hyperlipidemia, the high level of the lipid during the fasting or exercise, or even the obesity person. So the gluconeogenesis will occur in the liver, will lead to produce glucose as a glucose production due to the gluconeogenesis. In this way, the lipolysis will get the benefit from the lipolysis, so the fasting and the exercise. But adipose tissue release the adipokines will target to the responded cell. As a primary messenger can be a different type of the messenger, but we are not understanding, but we are generally understand. So in this way, the adipose tissue synthesis and secretion of adipokines. Adipokine is the cytokine, look like a cytokine, but it will release from the adipose tissue, that is known as the adipokines. So the resistin, Adiponectin, Vistatin, Leptin, steroids, and other complement system, and interleukin 6, Omenin 1 and 2, anti-human necrotic factor release from the adipose tissue. Resistin basically identified in rodent induced insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. So in this way, it will be trigger the type 2 diabetes whenever it will be increased due to the increase the adipose tissue. While the adiponectin is important for the insulin sensitivity and anti-diabetic and anti-inflammatory, but it whenever the fat will be decreased in your body, fat content, so it will trigger the adiponectin. It will increase the insulin sensitivity. Remember, the Vistatin is basically signaling molecule bind to the insulin receptor and basically exerting insulin mimicry. So in this way, the insulin mimicry will lead to glucose metabolism and uptake of the glucose in the liver and other tissue. While the leptin is excessive fat store when, so it to decrease hunger due to the leptin, and leptin release from the adipose tissue and energy expending system and maintain the homeostasis of the expenditure of energy. While the steroids also produce from the adipose tissue, but remember, the aromatase enzyme are present in release from the adipose tissue. So here is, you can see, so our testosterone will convert into the estrogen due to the aromatase enzyme in the male. For hypermestia occur due to the high fat content. So the CYP19A1 gene is involved to synthesis aromatase enzyme, while the C3A, ADE, and arginine are aspartate, which that is basically release third component of complement system C3 cleaved to C3A and B, will lead to basically the cardiovascular disease and metabolic syndrome occur. So on the other hand, this is the basically the complement system also triggered due to the more adipose tissue. Interleukin 6 lead to inflammation, glucose and lipid not maintained as a homeostasis. In this way, whenever you will be exercised, so the interleukin 6 will release, and the glucose and lipid consumption and glucose uptake will occur more. But anyhow, this will be consumed. But the Omenin is the important hormone, which that 1 and 2. So the person lower in obese, improving sensitivity of insulin and stimulating the glucose uptake. In this way, importantly, the Omenin trigger the more insulin production and the glucose metabolism increase, and the type 2 diabetes mellitus will prevent. While the TNF will release is the pro-inflammatory cytokines and our stress of fat to release TNF. So more obesity will increase this interleukin 6 and the TNF, but not Omenin. So in this way, here is the leptin. Whenever the leptin increase, go into the blood circulatory system and target the hypothalamus to trigger the ACRH, adenocorticotropic releasing factor. In this way, it will increase the adenohypophysis of the pituitary anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, release the ACTH to increase the cortisol and epinephrine mostly. This epinephrine basically important for the lipolysis, but also the thermogenesis and control of ATP balance and cardiovascular function. Importantly, the adipose tissue as a gland, basically whenever increase the size of the adipose tissue will decline the Omenin and other things, and increase the resistin will lead to type 2 diabetes mellitus. I hope you make sense about that. Thanks for watching. Bye.